Close your eyes and imagine a night older than memory itself. The world is wild, untamed, and filled with shadows. There is no fire to guard you, no tools to protect you, no home to keep you safe. Only hunger, fear, and the whisper of something waiting to be discovered. Tonight you will witness the moment that changed everything, the very first invention of humankind. Before we step back into this ancient night, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments where in the world you're listening from, and what time it is for you right now. I always find it magical to see dreamers joining in from every corner of the earth. And if you enjoy these journeys, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Dreaming Through Ages, and share it with someone who needs a cozy story tonight. Welcome, dear dreamers, to tonight's story. Settle in, let the weight of the day drift away, and let me take you back to the very dawn of humanity. The forest hums with hidden life. Somewhere in the distance, a predator growls low, shaking the silence of the night. Above, the stars scatter across the sky like cold fires. Countless, unreachable, eternal. You crouch close to your tribe, wrapped only in a strip of hide, the chill biting your skin. No weapons, no fire, no tools, only fear and the fragile rhythm of breath. Yet tonight, something waits to be born. Something that will change humankind forever. The night is endless. The forest breathes all around you, a vast, living ocean of shadows and sound. The wind sighs through tall grass, carrying the scent of damp earth, wild berries, and distant rain. Somewhere far away, the cry of a beast echoes across the hills. Your small tribe stiffens, pressing closer together. Fear is a familiar companion. You crouch low, the ground cold beneath you. The only thing shielding your body is a strip of animal hide, stiff and rough against your skin. The air is sharp, biting at your bones. Hunger gnaws at your belly and thirst dries your throat. Yet, through the discomfort, your eyes keep drifting upward toward the endless night sky. Above you, the heavens shimmer with stars. You cannot name them, you cannot chart their paths, but you feel them, watching eternal distant fires that never die. They are mysteries, glimmers of another world. You wonder, though, you cannot yet form the thought if their light is calling to you. Your tribe shifts restlessly. A child whimpers. An elder coughs softly. These are the sounds of survival. There is no fire to comfort you, no safe cave walls to guard you. The night belongs to the predators, and you are only prey. The growl comes again, closer this time. Low, rumbling, almost felt more than heard. The group tenses, muscles coiling, breaths shallow. You clutch the earth with bare hands, fingers digging into soil, wishing for something, anything to hold, to defend, to fight. But your hands are empty. Always empty. The hunger of the day still lingers. Earlier you pulled roots from the earth, chewed bitter plants and tore at scraps of meat with your teeth. Your nails are broken, your palms raw. Without tools, life is a constant struggle. You know this, even if you cannot yet speak it in words. And yet, somewhere inside you, deeper than hunger, deeper than fear, lies a spark. A question. A quiet, restless ache for something more. You do not yet know what it is. But it waits, patient, hidden, ready. The forest wind shifts, the fireless night grows colder. You wrap your arms around your knees, huddling closer to your tribe. You hear the soft crunch of twigs, the rustle of movement, the whisper of a predator circling in the darkness. The tribe trembles, eyes darting into shadows they cannot see. Fear thickens like smoke, wrapping around every heart. But then, in the midst of terror, your gaze drifts downward to the stones at your feet. You run your hand over their cold, rough surface, heavy, solid, silent. They have always been there, scattered beneath your steps, and yet, tonight, something in you lingers longer. Something in you wanders. The stones are not alive. They do not move. They do not breathe. But when they strike each other, you remember the sound. A crack, a spark, a fragment breaking free. You remember how it startled you once, sharp and sudden, and now your fingers itch. What if the stone could do more? You do not know the word tool. You do not know the word invention. But you know longing. You know survival. And as the predator circles in the dark, as your tribe shivers in silence, you feel the first flicker of curiosity rising within you. The night stretches on, long, endless. Stars shift in their ancient paths above, and in the heart of the forest, on this cold, forgotten night, a new idea stirs in the mind of humankind. This is where it begins, the dawn before the stone, the moment before everything changes. The night gives way slowly to the first pale light of dawn. The forest, still heavy with mist, breathes quietly around you. Dew drips from the long grass, and the air carries the cool scent of wet soil. Birds stir in the treetops, their calls sharp and sudden in the morning silence. Your tribe stretches, their bodies stiff, their movements slow. They survive the night, but survival is never guaranteed. Hunger returns as soon as the sun rises. Always hunger, always need. The children whine softly, pressing against their mothers for food. The elders rise slowly, their bones aching, their faces lined with the weariness of too many hungry days. The hunters move into the trees with nothing but their bare hands and broken nails, eyes scanning for tracks in the mud. You follow. Bare feet sink into damp earth. You watch the forest as if it is a teacher, because in truth it is. You learn from the animals. You watch how the wolves stalk, patient and silent, before leaping for the kill. You see how the hawks wait on high branches, their sharp eyes piercing the undergrowth. You study the wild boar digging at roots with tusks stronger than stone. And you notice how the chimps, creatures not so different from you, crack nuts between rocks, pulling food from shells your hands cannot break. Your tribe has always imitated the animals. You dig with your fingers, you climb with your arms, you scratch and claw at the earth, copying what you see. It is how you survive, by watching, by learning, by struggling to keep up with the beasts who are faster, stronger, sharper than you. But as you crouch near the stream, thirst drying your throat, you feel the weakness of your body. Your nails are too soft to dig deep. Your teeth ache from tearing at raw meat. Your skin bleeds when thorns catch at it. The animals are made for this world. You are not. Still, something in you refuses to yield. You lift a fallen branch from the mud. Heavy, awkward. It snaps easily in your hands, useless. You throw it aside. You pick up a rock, turning it over in your palm. Cold, solid. But without shape, without edge, it does nothing. You drop it with a dull thud into the earth. The others do not linger. They move on, searching, desperate. But you pause. You linger. You remember the sound of stones striking a sound sharp enough to pierce the night. You remember the momentary spark, quick as lightning, gone in an instant. It was nothing, perhaps. Or perhaps it was a beginning. The thought lingers in you as you trail behind your tribe. They push through the trees, tearing roots, chasing small creatures, gathering bitter berries. The forest resists them as it always does. Thorns scratch, branches cut, hides tear. You hear the grunts of frustration, the groans of hunger, the cries of children waiting. But inside you, the quiet question grows stronger. Why should life remain this way? Why should bare hands be your only hope? The animals are stronger, the predators are deadlier, but you have something else, something invisible, something fragile, something no claw or fang can match. You have the spark of thought, and soon you will use it. For now, the day stretches long. The tribe wanders, restless, searching, but beneath it all, a single thought stays alive, flickering, waiting. The stones. Always the stones. The day may belong to hunger and struggle, but the night to come will belong to change. The sun drifts lower. Long shadows stretch through the forest, painting the ground in dark, broken shapes. The tribe grows weary. They settle near a stream, huddling together, their bodies tired from endless searching. Children whimper, elders groan, hunters sit with empty hands. Another day passes, with little to eat, little to comfort, little to hope for. But your eyes do not rest. They wander, always searching, always questioning. And tonight they return again to the stones. They lie scattered at your feet, dull and ordinary. Yet something in you refuses to ignore them. You remember the sound of stone against stone, that sharp crack that startled you, like the snap of thunder in your hands. It was an accident, but your mind, restless, will not let it go. You pick up a stone. Its weight fills your palm, heavy and cool. You turn it over, tracing the rough edges, the curves that nature carved without thought. You press it against your other hand, hard, unyielding. You tap it against the ground, listening to the hollow thud. The others in your tribe do not notice. They are too tired, too hungry, but you linger. You take another stone, smaller, rounder. You place it in your other hand. 2 pieces of the earth, nothing more. And yet, something inside you whispers, try. You strike them together. The sound rings out, sharp, clean, echoing in the quiet of dusk. Heads turn, eyes flicker toward you. A few tribe members grunt softly, confused. But when nothing happens, they look away again, disinterested, too tired to care. You, however, cannot stop. Again, you strike the stones. Crack. A fragment breaks, falling into your lap. You hold it up. Its edge glints faintly in the dying light, sharper, harder than any claw you've known. You stare, breath caught in your chest. For the first time, your hand holds more than just a stone. It holds potential. A jolt of fear runs through you. What is this thing you have made? Is it dangerous? Is it alive? The fragment is small, but its edge pricks your skin when you touch it. You draw back, startled, then lean closer again. Wonder replaces fear. Around you, the forest darkens. The tribe shifts uneasily, preparing for another long night. But you feel something new stirring inside, the spark of curiosity, burning brighter now, the thought that perhaps the world can be shaped, that perhaps you are more than prey. You strike again and again. Each time the stone splinters, edges forming sharp as teeth. A tool, though you do not yet know the word. A fragment of tomorrow born in your trembling hands tonight. The others glance at you, muttering softly, their faces unreadable in the twilight. Some frown, some shrug, some laugh, but you do not stop. For in this moment, something invisible is awakening. A gift no beast, no predator, no rival has ever held. Not strength, not speed, not claws or fangs, but imagination. And with it, humankind will begin to rise. The night deepens. The forest is darker now, a vast sea of shadow and sound. The tribe rests uneasily, pressed close together for warmth. Some whisper, some yawn, some drift into restless sleep. But you cannot sleep. Your mind lingers on the stones. In your hand, the fragment glints faintly in the fireless dark. Sharp, strange, powerful in a way you cannot name. You turn it over slowly, tracing its edge with your thumb. The world has not changed yet, but you can feel it shifting in your hands. You lift another stone. You strike them together. Crack. The sound echoes again, sharp as a bird's cry. This time, you notice something else. The rhythm. The pattern. Strike after strike, the stones sing their own song. Hollow. Sharp. Splintering. It draws you in as though the stones themselves are speaking. And here, dreamer, let me pause to ask you something. Imagine yourself not as who you are now, but as one of them. No phone, no lights, no tools, only your bare hands, your breath, and the endless night around you. What would you do to survive? Would you find food in the forest? Would you climb trees, chase small creatures, dig roots with your nails? Tell me in the comments below, how would you survive if you were born into this era? Because this is where it all began. This is where survival depended not just on strength, but on curiosity. The stones crack again. Fragments fall into your lap. You study them closely, noticing the way their edges shine under the faint starlight. You touch one carefully, and it bites your skin, not enough to wound, but enough to remind you that this is something different. Something alive, with possibility. Your tribe stirs, some frowning, some curious, others shaking their heads. To them it is just noise, just rocks, but to you, it feels like a secret whispered into your hands. You try again, and again. The sound grows familiar, steady, like the heartbeat of the earth itself answering your call. The sharp edges pile slowly around you, strange little teeth born from lifeless stone. You do not yet know their use, but you know they are different, and in that difference lies hope. The night stretches on, but you are no longer restless, no longer only afraid. You have found something worth staying awake for. And as you close your fingers around the stone, the first rhythm of invention beats quietly in your hands. The stars climb higher, silent witnesses to the birth of something new. The forest around you is alive. Owls whisper from the treetops, insects hum in the grass, and far away, the long howl of a predator carries across the night. But here, in your hands, another sound takes shape. The rhythm of stone against stone. Crack, snap, click. Each strike sends a shiver through your palms. Fragments scatter at your feet, tiny slivers, sharp and shining like frozen lightning. You pick one up, tilt it against the faint starlight, and marvel at its edge. It feels impossible. Something born not from the earth's slow hand, but from your own. You strike again. This time the stone sings louder, sharper. It is no longer just sound, it is music. A secret rhythm, one only you seem to hear. Around you the tribe shifts restlessly. Some grunt in annoyance, others glance over, puzzled, then turn away. But you cannot stop. You are caught in the song of the stones. And dreamer, let me ask you this. If you were here in this moment, in this wild and ancient night, would you have noticed it? Would you have struck again, or would you have tossed the stones aside, chasing sleep instead? Tell me in the comments, do you think you would have been the first to see the spark of something greater? Oh, because that's all it took. One person, one restless mind, one hand that refused to stop trying. The fragments gather in your lap, now sharper, harder, stronger than anything your bare hands could shape. You trace an edge again, shivering as it nicks your skin. It is dangerous, yes, but it is also a gift. A new claw, a new tooth, forged not by nature, but by you. The tribe does not yet understand. The night does not yet change, but you feel it in your bones, in your breath, in the steady rhythm of stone upon stone. The world has shifted, quietly, invisibly, but forever. And as you sit beneath the stars, splinters gathering around you, you realize you are no longer only surviving, you are creating. The stones crack again in your hands. Crack. Crack. Fragments scatter across the ground, shining like tiny stars fallen from the sky. You gather them in your lap, your breath steady, your fingers trembling with both fear and wonder. At first, no one cared. At first, the tribe was too tired, too hungry, too worn from the day's endless struggle. But now, they begin to notice. A child stares, wide-eyed, clutching at her mother's arm. An elder frowns, tilting his head, muttering softly as if to ward off something strange. A hunter snorts, shaking his head, grunting in dismissal. Another laughs a short, sharp sound as if to say, just stones, just noise. But you do not stop. Strike after strike, you continue. The rhythm fills the night. The sound spreads through the tribe like a pulse, impossible to ignore. Some draw closer, curious. They lean in, watching as sharp edges break free. One reaches out, touching a fragment, then pulls back quickly when the edge pricks his skin. He hisses in surprise, eyes narrowing. Is it dangerous? Is it cursed? Is it alive? Others pull away, their fear stronger than their curiosity. They whisper among themselves, their voices low, their eyes wary. What if this is a trick of the spirits? What if it invites danger? And now, dreamer, I ask you, if you were there, sitting among them, watching the first humans strike stone against stone, what would you have thought? Would you have laughed and turned away? Or would you have leaned closer, wanting to see more? Tell me in the comments, would you have been among the doubters or among the curious? The rhythm continues. Crack, snap, click. Each sound chips away at the old world, shaping a new one. The tribe may not understand yet. They may not believe, but deep inside something has shifted. They have seen with their own eyes the birth of possibility. The child who first stared now whispers to another, pointing at the fragments. The hunter who mocked now crouches low, his laughter fading into silence. Even the elder, though his face is lined with suspicion, cannot look away. The stones lie scattered, shining faintly in the starlight, and though no one speaks the words, they all feel it. The world is not the same as it was before. And so the tribe sits together in silence, watching you, watching the stones, watching the first ember of change glow in the dark. They do not yet know it, but tonight, history has begun. The night breathes heavy. The tribe has grown quiet. The laughter has faded. The whispers are soft. All eyes drift now here to the stones in your hands. You strike again. Crack. The rhythm continues. Crack. Shin. And then something changes. The stone splits in your hand, and for the first time you see it clearly an edge. Not a smooth curve, not a dull face, but a line so thin and sharp it glints under the faint glow of the stars. The air seems to pause. Even the forest grows still. The insects quiet their song. The night wind holds its breath. Only the sound of your heartbeat remains, steady, loud, trembling in your chest. You lift the fragment slowly. It feels different, dangerous, alive. The others lean closer, curiosity pulling them in despite their fear. One of them murmurs, a sound low and uncertain, as though they are watching a spirit revealed. The edge touches your finger just barely. You flinch as it nicks your skin. A tiny sting. A drop of blood. Red, bright, vivid in the moonlight. Gasps rise from the tribe. The elder pulls back sharply, muttering words of warning. A mother clutches her child closer. Some shake their heads, some laugh nervously, others stare in silence. But you do not drop the stone. You stare at it, breath shallow, chest rising and falling with the weight of discovery. This is no ordinary stone anymore. This is something else, something shaped, something changed, something born not from nature, but from your hands. And dreamer, imagine this moment with me. Imagine you were the one holding that sharp edge for the first time in history. Would you have been afraid of it? Would you have thrown it aside, thinking it dangerous, thinking it cursed? Or would you have held on, trembling but determined, knowing somehow that it meant more? Tell me in the comments, would you have dared to keep the stone? The tribe gathers closer now. One of the hunters crouches low, his eyes narrowing, watching as you press the fragment into the ground. The sharp edge bites into the soil, carving a line where once there was nothing. The hunter's eyes widen, his jaw tightens. He understands, even if only for a moment, that this is not ordinary. The elder mutters again, voice rising louder, warning of spirits, of curses, of dangers unseen. But the children, they are captivated. Their eyes shine, reflecting the fragment's glint, as though they already believe it is magic. You strike again. Another fragment breaks free, and another. Soon your lap is filled with pieces, edges sharper than claws, tips sharper than teeth. Each one feels like a secret pulled from the earth. The others watch. Fear, curiosity, doubt all mixing together. Some reach out, then hesitate, afraid to touch. Others whisper to each other, their words trembling but full of wonder. You raise one of the sharper pieces to the sky, holding it against the starlight. For a moment it seems to catch the glow, shining like a fragment of the heavens themselves. The tribe gasps softly, their eyes following the light. And in that moment, though they cannot yet name it, they know something has changed forever. A tool has been born, not from nature, not from accident, but from your hands, from your thought, from your will. The fragment rests in your hand, heavy with meaning, though light in weight. The edge glimmers faintly, sharper than any claw you have ever seen. Around you, the tribe circles closer, unable to look away. A hunter leans forward first. His breath is ragged, his face hard, his eyes sharp. He reaches out slowly, fingers trembling. He takes a fragment from your lap, turning it in his palm. For a moment he frowns, then presses it against the bark of a nearby tree. Scrape. The bark peels away in a clean strip. The hunter freezes, his eyes wide. The others gasp, their bodies stiffening, a wave of murmurs breaking through the group. Some lean closer, eager, while others stumble back as if struck by lightning. The hunter stares at the strip of bark now resting at his feet. He bends, picks it up, holds it high for the others to see. The sharp edge, silent and still, has done what their nails and teeth could never do. A child giggles nervously, clapping small hands together, eyes wide with delight. An elder mutters again, louder this time, voice shaking with warning. Spirits, curses, danger. His words ripple through the tribe like a chill wind. Some nod in agreement, stepping back, their fear heavier than their hunger. But the younger ones, they are fascinated. They crowd closer, whispering in excitement, pointing at the shining fragments, reaching out as if to touch magic. And now, dear dreamer, Widden, let me ask you. If you were here watching this moment, standing among the tribe, would you have believed it was a gift from the gods, or would you have feared it, thinking it dangerous, unnatural, forbidden? Tell me in the comments. In your heart, would you have trusted the stone or turned away? The hunter grips the shard tighter, his hand shaking with power he has never known. He drags it across the bark again, clean, easy, no pain in his hands, no struggle. The strip falls away like dry leaves in the wind, his chest rises sharply, his breath fast. He looks at you, then at the others, his eyes alight with something new. Respect and fear. Another steps forward, a woman from the tribe, tall, strong, her hair tangled with leaves. She picks up another shard. She presses it to a root thick in the ground. She pushes down, and the root splits. Her eyes widen. She drops the shard, stepping back quickly, gasping. Her hands tremble. She looks at you, then at the shard, as though it is alive. The tribe erupts in whispers, grunts, cries. Some reach for shards, some push them away. Some whisper prayers to the unseen, fearful of angering the spirits, but none can deny what they have seen. You sit silently, your heart pounding, your mind racing. You have held the impossible in your hands. You have seen what it can do. And deep inside, though you cannot yet form the thought, you know this is only the beginning. The elder, shaking his head, spits into the earth, muttering curses. He turns his back, refusing to look at the fragments again. But the children, wide-eyed and fearless, crawl forward, gathering tiny pieces, clutching them like treasures. Their laughter fills the night, soft and strange, the sound of joy in a world that knows little of it. The stars above shine brighter now, as if watching, as if listening. The night feels different, alive, charged, trembling with change. The predator that once circled stays away, as if even it senses the shift. And so, in this silent clearing, the tribe stands divided, some fearful, some awestruck, all forever changed. The stone has spoken, and humankind has begun to listen. The night deepens, and the tribe huddles tighter, but no one truly sleeps. Their eyes return again and again to the sharp shards scattered across the ground. The air feels heavy, charged with something unseen. One of the hunters rises. He is tall, broad-shouldered, his body scarred by years of struggle. In his hands he holds a strip of raw meat, tough, sinewy, torn from a kill found earlier but too stubborn to eat. His teeth alone could not tear it clean. His nails had broken against its fibres. It has sat useless beside the fireless group. But now he bends, picking up one of the stone fragments. His hand trembles, not from fear, but from the weight of possibility. He places the meat on a flat rock, lifts the shard, and presses down. Slice. The meat splits open, clean, effortless. The hunter jerks back, eyes wide, breath caught in his throat. The tribe gasps as one, a sound that echoes into the trees. He tries again. Sir, slice. Another strip falls away. The fibres separate, soft, ready. The meat no longer fights him. The stone has given him teeth sharper than nature ever allowed. A murmur spreads through the tribe. Some lean closer, their eyes hungry, shining. Others step back, muttering softly, still fearing this strange power in the shard. But none can deny what they have seen. The hunter lifts a piece, chewing, his face breaking into astonishment. For the first time in many moons, the meat yields without pain, without broken nails or aching jaws. He passes it to another, then another. Slowly, carefully, the tribe begins to eat. And here, dreamer, pause with me. Imagine it yourself. Imagine holding raw meat, torn and tough, then placing a stone edge against it and watching it part like leaves in the wind. Would you feel wonder, relief, or fear of something so powerful? Tell me in the comments if you were the first. Would you have dared to use the stone? A woman reaches forward now, lifting another shard. She takes an animal hide, thick and stiff, impossible to wear or shape. She drags the edge across it. The sound is sharp, a rasp that fills the night. Fibers loosen. The hide begins to peel. Her eyes widen, her lips part in wonder. The impossible becomes possible in her hands. Children giggle, their voices bright against the still night, reaching for smaller shards, pretending to cut grass and sticks. To them, it is not fear, it is magic. To them, the shards are toys of the gods. The elder still mutters, his voice heavy with dread, calling it cursed, warning of punishment. But even he cannot turn away. His eyes, though lined with suspicion, follow every slice, every scrape. Deep inside, even he knows, life will never be the same. The clearing fills with the sound of stone on flesh, stone on hide, stone on wood. The forest listens silent. The stars above shine cold and eternal, but tonight they shine upon something new, humankind's first tool. Food is eaten. Hides are shaped. Joy flickers in weary hearts. For one night the endless struggle feels lighter, easier. And so it is here, in this small circle of shadows and stars, that humanity takes its first step. A stone broken by curious hands has opened a doorway, and once it is opened, it can never again be closed. Dawn stirs. The forest glows with pale light as the mist clings to the earth, curling like ghostly fingers through the trees. Birds call sharply, the air alive with their cries. The tribe stirs slowly, rising from the cold ground. Their bodies ache, their stomachs groan. Hunger, always hunger. But today feels different. Today there is something new among them. The shards. They lie where you left them, scattered like tiny stars fallen to the earth, sharp, gleaming, impossible. The hunters gather around, crouching low, whispering in their harsh, broken voices. Their hands, rough and scarred, reach out, testing the edges, holding them carefully as though afraid the stones might leap and bite. One ties a shard to the end of a branch with strips of hide. The binding is clumsy, awkward, but it holds. He lifts it high and the shard catches the sun. A weapon. A spear. The tribe murmurs in awe. Another tests a shard against bark, slicing it away in neat strips. He grins a rare, fleeting smile. The women gather hides, scraping them cleaner than ever before. Children laugh as they play with smaller pieces, pretending to strike grass, pretending to hunt. And in this moment, dreamer, let me turn to you. Imagine being here on this morning, the first tools scattered at your feet, the first weapons glinting in the light. Would you have been the one to pick up a shard and tie it to a branch? Or would you have waited, letting someone braver risk it first? Tell me in the comments. Would you have been the maker or the watcher? The tribe gathers now, restless, energized in a way they have never been. Hunger drives them, but hope pushes them further. The hunters grip their new weapons tightly, the edges catching light, sharp as the eyes of predators they once feared. For the first time, they feel equal to the beasts. For the first time, they do not step into the forest as prey, but as challengers. They move as one, bare feet pressing softly into the wet earth, breath shallow, bodies crouched. Every sound of the forest magnified in their ears, the rustle of leaves, the snap of twigs, the distant snort of a wild boar. They are not fast, they are not strong, but they are something else now. Something new, armed not with claws, not with fangs, but with thought. The forest does not yet know it, but today the balance shifts. And as they vanish into the trees, clutching their sharp new weapons, the world itself seems to wait. For the first hunt in human history. The forest swells with life. Morning light filters through the canopy in broken streams, each golden beam trembling against the mist. The ground is damp, cool, soft with layers of fallen leaves. Every step sinks lightly, every twig crack echoes louder than thunder in your ears. The tribe moves together slow, careful, breathing as one. Their eyes dart from shadow to shadow, muscles tight with both fear and hope. The hunters grip their weapons, shards bound to sticks with strips of hide. They are crude, imperfect, but sharper than anything they have ever held. Ahead, the sounds of life, a snort, a shuffle, the tearing of roots from earth. The tribe freezes, crouching low among the ferns. The hunters' eyes lock on one another. A wild boar, thick, strong, dangerous, digs at the soil with powerful tusks. Alone, bare-handed, no human could face it. But today, things are different. The lead hunter raises his hand. Silence falls. The only sounds now, the heartbeat in your chest, the drip of dew from leaves, the steady breath of the boar as it feeds. He grips his spear tighter, the shard at its tip glinting in the light. Slowly, carefully, he moves closer. Step by step, every crunch of leaves beneath his foot feels deafening. The boar snorts, lifting its head, ears twitching. The hunter freezes. The boar grunts, then lowers its head again, tearing at the soil. The hunter breathes, slowly, deeply. He lowers the spear. He waits. And then, with a sudden cry, he strikes. The shard drives forward, sinking into the boar's flank. A scream erupts from the animal, shrill, furious, filled with pain. The forest explodes with movement. Birds scatter, leaves thrash, the boar charges wildly, thrashing, blood staining the ground. The other hunters leap forward, their crude weapons striking, shards biting, edges cutting. The air is filled with grunts, cries, the clash of flesh and stone. For a moment it is chaos, the hunters clinging, striking, desperate, the boar fighting with furious strength. Then silence. The boar collapses. Its breath fades. It lies still. The hunters stagger back, gasping, their chests heaving, their arms trembling. Their eyes are wide, not just with triumph, but with disbelief. They look at one another, then at the stones in their hands, now smeared with blood. They know, without words, that this day is unlike any other. The women and children creep forward slowly, cautiously. Their eyes widen at the sight of the animal. Food, real food, enough to fill every belly, enough to keep the tribe strong. For once, hunger loosens its grip. And dreamer, imagine yourself here, standing in the circle, the sharp smell of blood in the air, the heat of the hunt still lingering on your skin. Would you have dared to be one of the hunters rushing forward with a shard in your hands, or would you have stood back trembling, waiting for the outcome? Tell me in the comments, are you the hunter or the watcher? The tribe surrounds the kill. Some touch it reverently as if it is a gift. Others whisper fearfully, eyes darting at the shards. The elder mutters again, voice sharp, calling it dangerous, warning of punishment from unseen spirits. But even his words cannot silence the truth lying at their feet. The hunt has succeeded. Meat will be eaten, hides will be scraped, bones will be cracked for marrow. Life, for once, feels easier. The hunters lift the boar together, carrying it back towards the clearing. Their steps are heavy, but their spirits are light. They grin, they laugh rough. Short sounds, but brighter than any the tribe has heard in moons. Children run alongside, their faces alive with excitement. Women follow, whispering softly, their eyes fixed on the shards. And as you walk among them, the weight of history presses on your shoulders. You know, though, they do not yet, that this is not just food. This is not just a hunt. This is a turning point. For the first time in the endless struggle of humanity, survival has shifted. Not through strength, not through speed, not through claws or fangs, but through thought, through curiosity, through the strike of one stone against another. And as the tribe carries their kill into the light of morning, the world itself feels changed. For the first time, humankind has not only survived the night, but conquered it. The tribe gathers in the clearing, the weight of the kill resting heavy in their arms. The boar is laid on a flat stretch of earth, its body steaming in the cool morning air. The hunters step back, their chests still heaving, their faces alive with pride. The women move forward first, their hands practiced, but today made different. Instead of nails tearing flesh, instead of teeth struggling against sinew, they take the sharp shards. With careful, trembling hands, they press the edges against the hide. Slice. The skin parts cleanly. Gasps rise again. For the first time, the work that once tore their fingers raw feels easy, almost effortless. The hides peel away, the meat revealed. The tribe stares, their eyes wide, their hearts pounding. The children lean close, noses twitching at the scent of warm flesh. Their stomachs growl, but their eyes shine brighter with curiosity than with hunger. They point at the shards, whispering to one another. Some call it a spirit's tooth. Others laugh and call it stone magic. The hunters, exhausted but restless, crouch nearby. They chew on scraps already cut, their jaws moving slowly, their eyes fixed on the stone edges glinting in the light. The kill has fed them before, but never like this. Today the meal feels like more than survival. It feels like power. The elder sits apart. His face is shadowed, his lips tight. He mutters quietly, refusing to touch the shards, refusing to eat the first strips of meat cut by them. But even he cannot look away. His eyes follow every movement, every slice, every laugh of the children as they watch hides turn into cloaks, bones scraped for marrow. And dreamer, think of this moment. Imagine sitting in that circle, the scent of warm meat filling the air, the voices of your tribe rising in laughter and whispers. Would you have trusted the shard, reaching for it eagerly? Or would you have sat with the elder, afraid of change, unwilling to touch what seemed unnatural? Tell me in the comments, are you among the bold or among the wary? The tribe eats slowly, savouring each bite. Hunger eases, and for once laughter replaces fear. The children play with bones, scraping them with tiny flakes, mimicking their elders. The women sew hides with sharpened slivers, fashioning rough cloaks to keep out the night's chill. And then something new happens. One of the hunters, holding a long bone, presses a shard against it. He scrapes slowly, curiously. The bone shaves down, curling into thin strips. His eyes widen. He calls to the others, showing them. They gather close, murmuring in amazement. From a single shard, more tools can be born. The forest hums with life around them, unaware of the shift taking place. The sun climbs higher, light spilling into the clearing. The tribe sits together, full bellies and warm cloaks, their eyes bright with the knowledge that life has changed. The elder finally rises, slowly. He steps forward, his voice still heavy with warning. But instead of turning away, he takes a shard in his trembling hand. His eyes flicker with fear, but also with something else. Acceptance. He drags it across a strip of hide, watching it peel easily. For a long moment, he says nothing. Then he nods once, quietly, and places the shard back down. The tribe exhales a soft sigh of relief and awe. Even the elder has touched the future. And so, on this morning, beneath the rising sun, a circle of humans sat together not just as survivors, but as creators. They shared meat, shared warmth, shared wonder, and in the glow of their voices, in the sharp glint of their tools, humanity began to dream of what else might be possible. Night falls again. The clearing is bathed in silver light, the moon hanging heavy above, its glow painting the earth in pale shadows. The tribe gathers close, bellies filled, bodies wrapped in freshly scraped hides. For once, they are not trembling from hunger. For once, the night feels a little less cruel. But something else lingers in the air. Not just relief, not just comfort, something deeper, something harder to name. The shards. They rest in the center of the group, scattered like stars fallen to the ground. Their edges glint whenever the moonlight catches them. Some tribe members avoid looking at them at all, as if the shards might leap up and cut without warning. Others cannot stop staring, eyes wide with wonder, drawn as if by an invisible thread. The children are the boldest. They creep closer, giggling, whispering to one another. One boy picks up a shard, holding it high. He whispers something, a name, a sound, calling it the tooth of the night. The other children laugh, but then nod, repeating the words. Soon they are chanting softly, circling the shard like it is more than stone. An elder shakes his head, his face stern. He mutters of spirits, of dangers unseen. He warns them not to play with things they do not understand. But even as he speaks, his voice is softer than before, his hands tremble, his eyes linger longer than they should on the sharp edges. And dreamer, let me ask you this. Imagine yourself sitting among them, the shards gleaming in the dark, the children chanting, the elder warning. Which voice would you have followed? Would you have laughed and joined the children, imagining stories of magic? Or would you have sat with the elder, cautious, fearful, refusing to believe? Tell me in the comments, are you the dreamer or the doubter? The tribe begins to whisper. One says the shard is a gift from the moon fallen into their hands. Another insists it is a spirit's bone cracked from the earth itself. A third warns that it is dangerous, that every gift comes with a price. The hunters, silent until now, finally speak. Their voices are low, steady. They tell of the hunt, of the boar falling beneath the sharp edge, of meat cut and hide scraped. Their words carry weight. Their faces carry pride. They say the shard is not a curse, but a weapon, a saviour. The tribe listens. Some nod, relief softening their faces. Others frown, doubt thick in their eyes. The children, meanwhile, weave stories of their own. They pretend the shards glow with power, that spirits live inside them, whispering secrets only they can hear. Their voices grow louder, laughter rising like sparks into the night. The moon climbs higher, shadows stretching long across the clearing. The shards glint brighter now, alive with mystery. No longer are they just fragments of stone. They have become something more. Symbols, myths, stories. And though no one knows it yet, this is the beginning of something greater than survival. This is the dawn of imagination, the moment when humans begin to tell themselves stories that will shape tribes, shape nations, shape the future of the world. Tonight, in the hush of the forest, with the moon watching above, the first myth is born, and it is not of gods, not of stars, not of beasts, but of stone. The fireless night presses heavy on the clearing. The forest hums, insects chirp, owls call, and somewhere in the distance, a predator growls low. But the tribe does not scatter, does not tremble as it once did. Instead, they huddle close, their eyes fixed on the pile of shards glinting faintly in the moonlight. The air is thick with whispers. One woman, her hair tangled and her face lined with age, leans close to another. She whispers that the shards are not just stone, they are gifts sent by the spirits of the earth, cracked open for humankind. She points at the sharp edge, her eyes bright with conviction. Why else would the stone do what hands could not? But another shakes her head, her voice sharp and fearful. She insists the shards are dangerous, that no gift comes without a price. She tells of a child in another tribe who once picked up a stone and was cut, blood flowing freely. She warns that the spirits will punish them for meddling with things not meant to be touched. The tribe murmurs, heads turning, eyes darting. The children quiet their laughter, leaning closer to listen. The hunters frown, their hands still clutching the tools they used to strike down the boar. Their faces harden, pride battling fear in their eyes. A man steps forward, his chest broad, his voice deep. He holds a shard high, its edge catching the silver moonlight. He speaks of the hunt, of the moment the boar fell, of the tribe's bellies now full. His words are firm. This is not a curse, this is survival. But the elder rises slowly, his bones stiff, his voice trembling. He mutters of shadows, of unseen dangers. He says the spirits give and the spirits take, and that power always demands a price. His eyes glimmer in the moonlight, dark with fear. He warns that by striking the stone they may have awoken something that cannot be put back to sleep. The children press against their mothers, wide-eyed, unsure. The hunters tighten their grip, unwilling to let go of what they have gained. The women glance at one another, torn between hope and dread. The tribe is divided, a knife of belief cutting straight through them. And dreamer, let me ask you, if you were here, sitting in the circle, hearing voices of pride and voices of fear, which would you have followed? Would you have clung to the elders' warnings, keeping the shards away, too dangerous to touch? Or would you have joined the hunters, believing the stone was salvation? Tell me in the comments, Would you have chosen fear or faith in invention? The whispers grow louder, weaving together into something more than fear, more than wonder. They become stories. One woman whispers that the shard fell from the moon itself, a sliver of its silver face broken and sent down to guide them. She says the moonlight will always make it sharp, and if they honor it, the moon will watch over their tribe. Another shakes her head, whispering that the shard is the tooth of a great beast buried deep in the earth, broken loose and stolen. She warns that one day the beast will come for it and for them. The children listen, their eyes wide, their imaginations glowing brighter than the moon. They begin to chant, repeating the words, weaving stories into games. The shards, once only stone, now carry the weight of myth. The elder watches, his lips pressed tight. He knows that once a story is spoken, it cannot be unsaid. It will grow, it will spread, it will shape the tribe in ways even he cannot control. The shards lie silent in the moonlight, but around them the air hums with voices, fearful, hopeful, imaginative. The tribe is no longer just surviving. They are telling themselves stories, and stories, siyas, are stronger than stone. And so, in the hush of the night, the first whispers of spirits take root. Myths born from shards, legends from stone. The tribe does not yet know it, but they have unlocked not only a tool, but the power of belief. The night is calm. The moon hangs low, silver light spilling across the clearing. The fireless tribe sits together, their bodies close, their eyes fixed not on the stars above, but on the shards that gleam faintly at their feet. They have eaten well, their hunger has eased. But tonight something more than food fills their minds. Tonight their thoughts are wrapped around the mystery of the stone. The children begin it. One girl picks up a shard, holding it high above her head. She presses it to her shoulder, puffing out her chest, and declares that the stone was given to her by the stars. She tells the others that with it she can speak to the sky. The children laugh, clapping, their voices carrying across the dark. Another boy shakes his head, taking his own shard. He lowers his voice to a whisper, pretending it speaks through him. He growls, telling the others that the shard belonged to a beast that lives deep under the earth, a beast that will one day rise to claim it back. The children squeal, half in fear, half in delight, eyes shining wide. Soon the game spreads. The children chant stories, trading shards back and forth, pretending they are treasures, weapons or cursed teeth. Their voices ring into the night, echoing against the trees. The hunters watch, their faces serious. They do not laugh. They remember the boar, the hunt, the moment when the shard cut flesh with ease. To them the shards are not toys. They are proof that humankind need no longer crouch only as prey. Their hands clutch the fragments like guardians, their eyes sharp with pride. The women listen, some smiling at the children's games, others murmuring low to each other. One says the shard must be a gift from ancestors, spirits who once walked the earth. Another says it is dangerous, a test from the unseen. Their whispers twist together, half comfort, half warning. And the elder, he sits apart, his face hidden in shadow. His lips move, chanting softly, his voice carrying words older than memory. He mutters that the stone is not a gift, but a trial. That spirits will judge them by how they use it. That every cut, every slice leaves a mark not only on the earth but on their souls. His voice trembles, but it carries weight. The younger ones glance at him, uneasy, wondering if his words are true. And dreamer, let me ask you, if you were here in this circle listening to stories, laughter and warnings, which tale would you have believed? Would you have followed the elder's fear, or the hunter's pride, or the children's bright imagination? Tell me in the comments which legend would have been yours. The moon climbs higher, the clearing glows silver, the shards sit at the centre, silent, but they no longer feel like stones. They feel like something more, vessels of stories, symbols of power, sparks of imagination. The children fall asleep first, curled beside their mothers, shards still clutched tightly in tiny hands. The hunters keep watch, their grip steady, eyes scanning the forest as if daring predators to return. The women murmur softer now, their voices drifting into the rhythm of the night. And slowly a legend begins to take root, not spoken by one, not agreed upon by all, but born from whispers, games, fears, and pride. A legend that will outlive the night, outlive the hunt, outlive even the hands that hold the shards. For this is how it begins. A tool becomes a story becomes belief, and belief becomes the invisible thread that binds humankind together. And so, under the silver watch of the moon, the first legends were born. Not of gods, not of kings, but of stone and the people who dared to shape it. The moon sinks lower. The forest grows quiet, the night air heavy with stillness. The predators have gone silent, the wind has softened, even the insects hum less fiercely. The world feels as though it, too, is holding its breath. The tribe settles into the earth. Mothers cradle children against their chests, hunters rest their weary limbs, elders lie back with eyes half shut, muttering softly in sleep. For once bellies are full, and hunger does not gnaw so sharply. For once the night feels a little kinder. But not everything is as it was. In the centre of the clearing the shards remain, silent, still, yet their presence fills the night with a quiet weight. They glint faintly, catching the moonlight, as if alive with their own soft glow. No one dares to push them aside, no one dares to bury them or cast them away. They stay where they are, untouched, sacred in their silence. Some of the hunters sleep with their hands curled around the fragments, unwilling to let them go. The children clutch theirs even tighter, as if they were treasures plucked from the sky. Even the elder, though he has whispered curses and warnings, drifts to sleep with his gaze fixed on the shards, his breath uneven, as though he dreams of them even now. And you, dreamer, imagine lying there, the earth cool beneath your body, the stars endless above you, and beside you, within reach, a stone sharper than claws, stronger than nails, unlike anything you've known before. Would you have clutched it close, afraid to lose it, or left it lying in the dirt, fearing what it might bring? Tell me in the comments, would you have slept with the stone or without it? Slowly, the tribe drifts into dreams. One dreams of hunting without fear, of beasts falling easily before sharpened edges. Another dreams of hides cut smooth, of warm cloaks wrapped tight against winter winds. A child dreams of stars whispering secrets through the shard in her hand, telling her stories of things yet to come. The night deepens. The shards glimmer faintly in the moonlight, and in the silence, unseen, unheard, the first dreams of tomorrow take root. Tonight the tribe does not dream only of survival. They dream of something greater, of a future shaped by their own hands. The clearing is silent, wrapped in silver light. The tribe sleeps, their breathing steady, their bodies pressed close for warmth. The forest hums faintly, but it no longer feels threatening. The predators are gone. Only stillness remains. And in the stillness, the dreams begin. One hunter tosses in his sleep, clutching a shard in his hand. In his dream, the shard is longer, brighter, bound firmly to wood. He sees himself standing tall, striking down beasts twice his size, not with fear but with power. His chest swells as the tribe gathers around him, no longer trembling, no longer prey. For the first time, he dreams of victory. A woman dreams of hides, cut smooth and clean. She sees herself wrapping her children in cloaks warm and soft, their small bodies no longer shivering in the winter nights. She dreams of bedding made from skins, shelters lined with leather, a place where the cold cannot reach. For the first time, she dreams of comfort. A child stirs, clutching a shard tight against her chest. She dreams of stars falling from the sky, each one turning into a sharp stone in her hand. The stars whisper to her, voices like wind telling her that she holds the secret of tomorrow. She laughs in her sleep, her tiny hand curling tighter as though afraid the dream might slip away. Even the elder, though his lips mutter curses in waking hours, cannot escape. He dreams of spirits, yes, but also of fire. He sees flames rising from the shards, golden and wild, lighting the dark. He dreams of voices chanting, of people gathered, of a world larger than his own. He does not speak of it, but in his sleep, he too dreams of change. And dreamer, pause here with me. Imagine closing your eyes in that clearing, your body weary but your heart restless. What would you have dreamed? Would you have seen yourself shaping tools, building shelters, taming fire, or would you have dreamed of danger of beasts, curses, spirits warning you away? Tell me in the comments. What would your first human dream have been? The night deepens further, and the dreams grow stranger. Some dream of great hunts where no beast can stand. Some dream of caves filled with markings, symbols scratched into stone that carry voices long after mouths fall silent. Some dream of fields, wide, endless fields where tall grass bends under their hands, and food grows not by chance, but by will. The shards lie silent in the centre of the clearing, but in their silence they speak not with words, but with possibility. They have planted seeds in the sleeping minds of humankind, seeds that will grow into ideas, into myths, into futures yet unseen. Tonight the tribe dreams. The night is deep now. The moon has begun its slow descent, its silver glow softening against the trees. The stars shimmer faintly above, endless, eternal, their light brushing the clearing where the tribe sleeps. They lie together, warm in fresh hides, bellies full, breaths steady. For once there is no restless hunger. For once no predator prowls close. For once fear has loosened its grip. And in the centre of them all, the shards, silent, still, yet alive with promise. They glint faintly, catching the last breath of moonlight. Their sharp edges hold more than shape. They hold memory. They hold possibility. No one can yet name it. No one can yet understand. But already the world has shifted. The children dream softly, tiny hands curled around the fragments, their faces peaceful, smiles tugging at their lips. The hunters, exhausted from the hunt, sleep with weapons close to their chests, their shoulders loose with triumph. The women rest, their dreams filled with warmth, with safety, with shelter yet to come. Even the elder, though still wary, has drifted into sleep. His lips move in whispers, prayers or warnings, no one can say. But his eyes, even closed, seem to follow the shards, as if afraid of losing sight of them. And dreamer, let me turn to you one last time tonight. If you had been there, lying in that circle, with the sharp stone resting beside you, what would you have felt? Relief? Fear? Hope? Tell me in the comments, share your thoughts, because just as they once gathered in a circle, tonight we too gather across time and distance in this story. The clearing grows quieter still. The forest hushes, as though bowing to something greater than itself. The first tool lies waiting, the first dream of tomorrow asleep beside it. And so, humanity rests. Not only as survivors of the night, but as creators of the dawn. Thank you, dear dreamers, for joining me tonight, for walking barefoot through the forest, for crouching in the shadows, for holding the first shard in your hands. If this journey carried you into the past, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Dreaming Through Ages, and share where in the world and what time you listened. I always love seeing our family of dreamers scattered across the globe. Now, it is time to rest. Let the story fade. Let your eyes close. Let the music carry you the rest of the way. Good night, and may your dreams shape tomorrow as theirs once did.
Thank you.